Hello everyone, it is officially snowboard season. I missed opening day up at Big Sky because I was home for the holidays, but I don't have any of my boards set up. I do have them waxed, but I need to put my bindings on and kind of get my stuff ready because I have ornament painting tonight. I'm gonna go see the Nutcracker Ballet the next day, and then I'm going riding on Sunday. So I have no time to do this otherwise, so we're doing this before I have to go to work. And I just figured I'd update you on my life a little bit, so let's get started. Alright, first things first, this is the Capita Space Metal Fantasy. It was my first ever snowboard, and I really like it. I did actually almost get rid of it at one point, but it is a twin tip, so it's the same on both sides, and then it is flat in the middle. There's no like camber or like any fancy thing about it. It's just a very basic snowboard, which was really nice to learn on. It is soft and a lot more playful than boards I kind of ride now. But if I am ever trying to like learn a trick or it's early or late season, this is the board that I'm riding. It is my rock/park board. And then I have the Union Trilogy bindings. You can see it might be too dark. I don't know. Um, I got these last year, I think. Maybe 2 years ago at this point. Wow, they are dirty. I should not be doing this on my bed. Whatever. I like them. They are stiffer kind of bindings. They're like pretty just basic bindings, I would say. Tried and true. Been around forever. And I like them. I don't have the right screwdriver tip for these. I do need to get that for the amount of times that I switch over my bindings to different boards, but I feel like as long as you're careful and don't strip the screw, you're gonna be fine. Okay. But yeah, so the reason I missed opening day was because I was visiting my family in Minnesota. Um, it was really nice to be home, and I actually got to spend a week there, whereas normally I only get a couple days. So it was nice to do that, and I did a ton of crafting. We went down to the Gumtree Theater, which is like a pretty fancy theater in Minneapolis, and we watched A Christmas Carol, which was really good. And then we also went to the American Swedish Institute and toured the mansion and went to the little shop. And they have these little, they're kind of like gnome like creatures, but they are kind of Santa Claus in Sweden in a way. They're supposed to watch over the farmstead and kind of protect it a little bit, and then in exchange for respect and Christmas porridge with butter on it, some thick butter, thick slab of butter is important. And so there's a bunch of these like little figurines that they had at the store, and I knew my grandma has made those in the past, and so I went into my parents' basement where all of her crafting stuff is, and I dug through all the bins and found the supplies to make them. So I made a bunch of those, and I'll show them on the screen for you. But I spent an entire probably day and a half doing that. It was nuts in the best way possible. But yeah, it was really nice to. Why is that one so dirty and this one's clean? That's crazy. But it was just really nice to be home. Um, Bummer that I missed opening day, But I have an early and late season pass up to Big Sky, and then I have a season pass up to Bridger Bowl. So it's important that I get up to Big Sky at least once or twice before the early season closes, which is, I think, a week from today. So I think I'm going to go up there Sunday, Monday, potentially. If you know me, then you know that I love to go snowboarding. Clearly, I went so much last season. I think it was 55 days with a full-time job, and it was a lot, definitely. And I have spoke on that and the pressure that I put on myself to get that goal. I need to relax for sure. This year, I'm definitely going to take a step back and not go as much, probably. I do really want to work harder or continue to work hard on my art business, which has been really exciting. I made a bunch of sales this holiday season, and so that's just super exciting, and I'm so grateful to everyone who has supported me in that. All right, I got my board all set up, and I'm gonna go through my boot bag and see what I have in there. I know I have all my clothes, but I need to figure out what I have and what I'm gonna wear. Oh my gosh, this thing is a beast. Ugh. I am excited for this season, but I am definitely kind of taking a step back. And I don't know if I'm definitely still going to go. And I think once I get going again, I'll kind of get that drive. It keeps going in waves of my motivation for it, at least in my mind. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the season is going to look like for me, but I think I just need to start getting moving and it'll kind of fall into place, because right now I feel like I'm kind of forcing myself into going. I don't really want to drive up to Big Sky on Sunday. The canyon is a long drive and people are nuts. And there was a semi crash in there last week and people were stuck in the canyon for hours. And I think it's supposed to keep snowing, which is great, and I love that. But also that makes the canyon a lot more sketchy. So we have my Mountain Hardwear bibs, which I kind of wish I got a little bigger, I think. I do like them, but they were on like super clearance, and so that's why I got them. And I like the color, but we have some Mammut bibs that are way too big and I don't really wear, but I don't want to get rid of them because my body fluctuates so much and it just doesn't make sense to get rid of. My steel bibs, which I love and wear all the time. I didn't wear them a ton last year actually because I mostly wore like black and more muted colors. I don't know how I'm gonna store. I have no room in my room for any of this, so I don't know how I'm going to organize that this year, because I kind of put it up on in the corner up behind my door last year, which worked pretty well, but now I have things there and I don't know how I'm gonna fit it. Ideally, I'd love to put a drawer, make clear drawer in my dresser and put it in there. I feel like I'm overcrowded and overstimulated and it's too much. Okay. We have Evie, Ivy. I don't actually know how to pronounce this brand. Base layers. They're synthetic. They're really cute. They're from Sweden. My all-time favorite are my Kari Tra layers. I did rip a hole in these bottoms, so I need to figure out how to fix that. I don't know, because I don't really sew. I don't know if like hand sewing would work on it. I'll have to do some research and add it to the list of projects, I suppose. I have Skeeta, balaclava. It is a little big on me, so I don't really wear that one all that much. I think I've worn it maybe twice. So, and we have our Stio base layers. It's also wool. Impact shorts, which are awesome for learning new tricks and just icy days. I don't know. It's really nice to have these. They're kind of dorky to wear in my mind, but I like it. I like having the safety of it because there's nothing worse than bruising your tailbone. Okay, so we have our base layers. Oh, this is Mountain Hardware. Some sort of mid layer thing that I wear. It's pretty warm. It is really long on me, so I kind of don't like that aspect. But otherwise, I really like it. I wonder if they make like a capri because that's what I've been really liking. We have more base layers. I think this is my favorite one from Karitra. It's really warm and just they're so cute and comfortable, and because they're 100% wool, they don't smell bad, whereas synthetic ones definitely start smelling and I feel like you can't get the smell out of it. I like to wear thin socks like these ones, like these two. I think they're from Darn Tough. Yeah, so these are from Darn Tough and they're very thin. It's nice to have not so much in your boot because then it leaves a little bit more room for the heat to kind of gather and warm your feet. It also makes it so you have a better fitting boot. However, I do wear thicker socks sometimes because my boots did pack out quite a bit. And so they kind of help take up a little bit more volume, which is nice, I guess. But ideally, I would get a good fitting boot, but nobody makes a size 5.5 boot that I can find. Or like my struggle is that my feet are pretty small, and so I need a 5.5 snowboard boot, which no company carries in store ever. And I hate ordering shoes online. It is so difficult. And so I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do because I want to try them on before I buy them because my feet are so particular. I'm very picky about my footwear. So I don't want to order online and then feel obligated to keep it or have to pay for shipping and all that mess. It's just such a big headache and it's not for me. So we are still rocking a size 6 boot. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll figure it out. We'll see. This is a Mountain Hardwear jacket. I think I should have gotten an extra large. This is a large. Kept me dry and is warm. There's a little bit of insulation to it, which I am a pretty cold person, so I prefer to have a little bit of insulation in my jackets. Otherwise, I have to wear like a billion layers. I do have a couple shells. This is the shell that I have from Stio. It's an anorak, so you pull it over your head, and I like that it's black, and I never get wet with any of my Stio stuff. It is definitely waterproof. If you're ever having issues with your gear not being waterproof, one, wash your stuff. It is important to wash it, and wash it with Nick Wax. They have Tech Wash, which is made for technical gear to clean it properly and not be so heavy. Because if you use regular detergent, it can kind of clog up the fibers and make it not as waterproof. But so you'll wash it and then let it dry. And then if it still isn't waterproof, then you need to go in with the Nick Wax waterproofing wash in, I think is what it's called, and then waterproof it. I have a video on me redoing that um, with my own gear if you want to see that. But if you buy more affordable ski gear, it is not going to be as waterproof. If it is a really heavy, wet snow day, then it probably will leak eventually. And that's just the waterproofing of it. Gore-Tex is really nice, and you pay for you kind of pay for quality in that sense. I will say that ski gear has gotten out of hand with the cost of clothing. It's insane, and I can't believe that. But I do like not having to ever worry about my bibs leaking or my jacket leaking. It's the worst when it leaks and then you're cold and wet and not having a good time. So I like not having to worry about it. I do have a code with Stio. I'll put it on the screen. I do really like them, and I love the gear that I have from them. They are expensive, and so I get that. I think it's a so I'll put the code on the screen to kind of help alleviate that a little bit. But at least if you can afford to buy something like this, it is good quality and worth it, but it is expensive. So I get it. I get it. I have my Hestra mitts, which I do want to buy, I think, a new pair of these. I need to waterproof these guys. They're about 4 years old. They're in good condition for sure. I might need to replace the liners actually. I'm not sure because they're definitely like getting quite warm, but I think they have plenty of life left to them. My mom also made me some beanies, and I'm really excited about them. I think they're so cute. And I love that my mom made them for me. I am excited for this ski season, don't get me wrong. I hope this video didn't come across as me not being stoked about it. I mean, I am. There'll be plenty of vlogs and videos of my snowboard season, so that will be happening, but I will also be doing a lot of artwork because that's what I also enjoy doing. It's always that insane pressure that I put on myself, comparing myself to others about the amount that I'm going, how good I am, all that sort of thing. So, and that's my goal this year, is to not go crazy about it all and just be a normal person about it. I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed watching me kind of get ready for the snowboard season. Hopefully, it's a good one. I think it will be. But thanks for watching. Like it if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Come in. Okay, words.